right? Welcome, students. This is my first word. Welcome with punctuality. Be punctual. I'm coming to today's lecture is soil profile. So profilization. You know, just think. Well, I'm talking in some informal. So first of all, we'll talk some informal words before going in deep to the lecture. See, students, does anybody have an experience of making pastry? Pastry means like cakes, etc., etc. Any idea? Does anybody have any experience in making pastry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the ingredients we use in pastry?
So, all those things like bread, biscuit. So, I prepare at home like mash करके मतलब biscuit वगैरह and bread also
Okay, we
and
use
baking
bread.
करते हैं. Yes, sir.
Baking करते हैं, अंडा use करते हैं.
Yes,
We use
yes, sir.
egg. We use sometimes we use baking soda, and we use yeast. Yeast is mainly important.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we use some flour, everything. So we use what we will do all these things after adding. We will beat it. We will mix it, right?
Sir, mash.
Yeah,
Beat it.
that
Yes, sir. Mash.
yeah,
Yes,
that
sir.
you know that
Mix कर.
instrument beating machine. We will beat it. We will mash it and we'll make it into one big bowl. And if anybody interested, they will add some
Yes.
food colors for their identity. Just for a fun factor, they will add some food
Yes, sir.
factor, and they will draw some flowers, everything, and on the cake. They will put it in the
Yeah,
oven.
yeah,
They will
sir.
get big one side of big cake. Okay, this is
Yes.
the
Yes.
procedure in history, right?
Hmm.
Right? No, this is what happening. Especially, of course, boys, we didn't have that much experience, but naturally, this is what happening in bakery. So we will prepare. Okay. So what happened in that? So in that we have got some egg, we have got some egg, we have got some salt, we have add some yeast, we have add some water is there, and later on we will beat them. Beat means mixing. We'll mix it. Okay, we'll mix everything. So all this process was happening. So some material was added, some material was transformed, some material may be converted, some material may help to the other material by any extent. So yeast, mostly we use yeast because of it will give some different texture and taste for the cake. Okay, so this is what happening. So what will happen? So some people may add food colors for their fun factor. I mean, for some color, some people may like orange, some may like that. So what will happen means whenever we whenever we this is suppose this is a cake. Okay, pastry, any cake. Okay, hardly it is not that much good enough, but try to make a sense. This is think it is a cake. So what will happen? We will cut it. We'll make a small chop and we'll remove this. We will keep it as a outside. So in this pastry also, making cake also, some people prefer multiple taste. So some people said I want vanilla taste, I want chocolate taste, I want caramel taste, like that. So what will happen? They will add some different, so they will add some different colors, different coloring. Here you can see some chocolate flavor, you can use some vanilla flavor, or here you can see some other flavor. So you will get some different flavors. So while chopping there, while you're taking one piece, you can see different colors. You can see different colors and different taste. So sometimes what will happen? The upper color may dominate the lower. That is a complete different issue. So what will happen? We have get some idea. So all of a sudden, if anybody is very good expert in pastry making, or anybody having some good experience in cakes, what they will say, oh, this is a vanilla flavor, this is a the chocolate flavor. So like that they will give some distinguished names. So they will identify by comparing these two layers, layer by layer, layer by layer. So for the preparing or for the formation of this entire cake, what happened? Some material may newly added means we added flour, we have added salt, we have added many things, and some material may guided the other material. Oh, yeast especially. Yeast mainly participated in the fermentation process. It will improve the taste. And vanilla, all our flavors have given some other good color and taste. So it is giving so vanilla was converted into some colors that came. So by mixing all these things, by conversion, addition, addition and some conversions, and sometimes may loss. Sometimes what will happen, and by making some pastry, what will happen, they will remove something, it is there is unnecessary things will be happen. So what will happen, some people may think that they will add some cream layer on the upper layer for additional factors. So all these things will happen, we get. So when we take a small bit of piece, we can identify what is the character of this complete layer of this cake, how this like. The same way, students, in the previous classes, we have discussed many things about the soil. Many things. Many things means we have discussed about the what is how the soil was formed. Very first, it's a rock. It's a complete pyramidal rock. That rock was completely acted by was gone through weathering process. Some weathering was happened. So that weathering, what will happen? Due to that weathering, the rock was completely break down into small pieces. So naturally, area was decreased. So as a small size area, surface area was increases. So chemical reaction or the chemical weathering was taken place. After that, all other animals and everything, etc., were participated in that weathering process. So all these things were happened. So we get some part of some immature regolith we get. So after weathering, we get regolith. From that regolith, some factors, so additional factors like our five factors was involved in that. So all those five factors have given some other changes, they bring some other changes. So after that, what will happen, that after these five factors, all those five factors of soil forming factors was added again. It was converted into some specific process were happening. Due to this process, it given some specific characteristics. So calcification, like podzolization, I mean salinization, alkalization, etc. All this specific phylogenetics, it given some distinct characteristics. So all this was happening, all this happened in that particular soil. Now, we human beings always very, or human beings or we soil scientists always be very enthusiastic to learn something about this nature. So all soil scientists always we have to talk with the soil. So what the soil saying? Okay, sir, okay, we want to see something about this soil, we want to learn something about this soil. So further to learn the details, so which soil forming factor was dominated, or which spirogenic process was dominated. So to learn all those things, we want to dig a profile. So profile will give a complete information, just like our cake had given some information after when we cut a small piece. Like this profile also had given some, after when we dig a profile in particular area, it will give some information. What are those information, what will happen, we will see all those things now. So generally, in general, students, what is the definition? So very first, we want to know some definition of the soil profile. It is nothing but a vertical section of the soil, students. It is showing a various layers from surface to the unaffected parent material is known as soil profile. Okay, it's a vertical section. It's a complete vertical section vertical section of a soil showing the various layers from surface to unaffected parent material. So that is called the profile. So while we cross many layers, we will cross the organic layer, we will see the different textural layers, and finally we will end up with the parent material, this unaffected parent material, bedrock, or sometimes some unweathered parent material will be there. So naturally, students, there are three main there will be various layers. You can see different layers in the profile. That layers are known as horizons. That is called as horizons. Okay, those layers are called as horizons. These layers is there now. All these layers are called as horizons. Okay, students. So mostly a profile mostly should be contain three main horizons. Those are called the major horizons. So what are those horizons? Horizon A, horizon B, horizon C. We will see in the horizon A also there are many different layers will be there. We will discuss about all those things. What are those? Horizon A, horizon B, horizon C. Okay, students. So naturally we will discuss how the A horizon will be present, how the B horizon will be act as, and what is the condition of the C horizon. Actually, C horizon is very least here. The microbial activity was very less in C horizon. We can't see much weathering factor. A horizon, we can say all the materials will be deposited here, because from the whatever the material was leached out from the A horizon, it will be deposited here. So we will see all those things in the coming slide. So next slide, 1 minute, students. Yeah, in next slide, we will see what is the condition. So study of profile is very important, students. Why we should read, why we should take a profile. So profile digging means it will give the historical record. So which climatic factor was was affected more. For example, students, if we take a profile in hilly regions, so naturally one definitely by seeing topography itself. So sorry, I already revealed. So generally by seeing all the condition, what we can say, okay, the topography is like this. That's why the characteristics are like this. So there is no development of soil because whatever the developed soil is completely leached up and gone. If the condition, if you see some heavy salt conditions, that means all the dissolved salts like calcium, magnesium, everything was present in the upper layer. What will happen then? We should think about what is the climatic condition are prevailing there. If it is arid conditions, full, there is very less amount of precipitation or less amount of rains, what we can say, okay, here the climate factor was completely influenced. By digging this profile, we are confirming that due to the capillary fringe movement of upward movement of water, what will happen, the dissolved salts also came and deposited in the upper layer. So we can go all this, all we can read many things, many pedological investigations we can see. So we can go many, but we can go through many pedological investigations we can see. And also based on these characteristics also, there will be some different things will be there. So one layer you can see more amount of clay, one layer will be, if you use 1:1 HCl, especially this experience should have all the students. When you pour 1:1 HCl, what will happen, it will give some drizzling sound, it will give some sound. If we get that sound means what we can say, okay, here in this layer there is a calcium is present. So what should be kind of okay, so if there is calcium is definitely calcifications happen. So if the specific pyrogenic process of calcification was taken place in this layer, so in this area we can get much amount of calcium. So like that we can classify these soils. We can practically we can see what happening in that soil. We can see what is the conditions, what are the pedological history of that soil we can see. And also student, hypothetical means all layers cannot be seen in one area, student. So sometimes few layers will be missed out. So hypothetical means soil profile should include, what are those layers, these layers should be included. So these are called the master horizon, students. What are those? O, especially O horizon, O horizon, A horizon, B horizon, C horizon, and R horizon. So these are called the master horizons. And the inside this also there is the many horizons will be there. We will learn. So those are called the sub horizons. So there are two types of horizons are there: master horizons and sub horizons. Now we will see one by one what is O, what is A, what is B, what is C, and all those things. And in this lecture, in this side, you can see the profile also for understanding. Okay. Now we will see the next, what is the condition, what we are going to read about these horizons. Now we will see one by one about the horizons. So very first, students, O horizons. General students, if you go to the very forest area, or where there is no disturbance was happen, you can see the O horizon. Because we can't see this O horizon in agricultural lands, because we are plumbing, we are removing the organic matter, nothing is there. So O horizon means is nothing but organic horizon, or O horizon means organ. See here, this profile will continue the entire lecture. So this is the sample work of profile. So it is a O horizon. You can see some dark color. All this because of decomposition. Okay, and so this is the O horizon. Okay, O means O horizon. So O horizon, what is O horizon? There should be more than 30% of organic matter should be there, and if the mineral fraction is 50% of clay. So if there is a 30% of organic matter, clay fraction should be there. Clay means mineral fraction should be there around 50%. And also, as I said, this organic organism completely found in forest lands only, and mostly is absent in grasslands. Grassland, you can't expect any horizon. And also cultivated soils. Cultivated means we agriculture soils we can't see. In this O horizon also, this is very important for SRF students. So O horizon, JRF students, you also please listen. O horizon means there are two types, O1 and O2. So O1 means it is nothing but, here you can see in this layer, especially in this layer, students, you can see mostly undecomposed layers. We can see mostly undecomposed layers. You can see here. You can see there, yeah. Here you can see largely undecomposed, but easily you can recognize the what kind of residues are there, whether it's a plant residue, animal residue, or anything. You can easily identify the leaf litters or excreta of animals, etc. You can easily identify. That layer is called O1 horizon. Largely you can see, or largely you can see undecomposed area. And another one is called organic horizon, partly the O2. So in another horizon is O2. In O2, you can see complete decomposition. So you can see more decomposition parts you can see, and you can't recognize what kind of organic matter it is. It's complete decomposed. You can't recognize with the naked eye. But here you can see, but in O1 you can see everything, what kind of organic matter present. But in O2, you can't expect, you can't see anything by the naked eye. That is a different, students, in O horizon. Now we will see, this is the regarding with the O horizon. So coming to the next, students, we will see the A horizon. Okay, we will go to the A horizon. What is A horizon is saying? So A horizon, it is a completely accumulation of adjacent surface. So it is adjacent to the, it is very near to the O horizon. And most it has, it almost all the lost material, it will lost the clay, iron will completely will be lost, everything will be leached out from this A horizon and deposited in the beneath layer. So in A horizon also you can see the three different types of horizons, three different type of sub horizons. What are those? A1, A2, A3. Okay, A1 is completely, you can see the humidifed organic matter, you can see, and mineral fraction you can see, and it is very darker in color, it is very dark in color. And you can see accumulation of organic matter, you can see, because it's very adjacent to the O horizon. Okay, it is very adjacent. In A horizon you can see mineral fraction, you can see there will be some mixture of humid and other organic content, you can see. And usually it is very darker in color, it is very darker in color. A1 is very darker in color. Coming to the A horizon, here you can see maximum elevation. You know what is elevation? It is a fundamental pyrogenic process which we have already discussed in the previous class. Okay, complete all the leaching, all the oxides, organic matter, everything will be leached out. And in this horizon, in A2 horizon, there will be accumulation. So naturally what will happen, all the clay oxides were gone, means you can see there is a left out. What are those left out? Highly resistant material like quartz, sand, silt, all the resistant mineral will be present in the A2 horizon. So generally, students, the color is somewhat not that much brighter. The color is very lighter when compared with the above horizon. That is why you can see it is somewhat, it is very dull when compared to the A1 horizon. And coming to the A3 horizon, student, we can see this is a transition layer. That means you can see some transition, some difference you can see from above and below. It is in between A and B horizon. Okay, between A and B, it will be in between intermediate. You can see some transition you can see. And mostly the properties in A3 you can see some properties similar to the A1 and A2. Sometimes there will be domination of A1, A2, it will be there, and it will lie behind the B horizon sometimes. And most of the conditions, this horizon will be absent in most of the profiles. You can't see anything in A3. Sometimes, most of times, it will be absent. Okay, this is regarding the A horizon. Now we will see the next horizon, that is called the B horizon. So B horizon, student, it is accumulation. All the coated, all the, you can see, actually here you can see some mottles. Mottles. Okay. After completing this class, I will show the image of mottle. So you can some mottle and some coating will be there. Coating of SQ oxides will be there. Some more clay and everything, clay and iron, aluminum oxides, everything. You can see all the accumulation we can see. So color, there will, due to this iron oxides, SQ oxides, you can expect some strong red color. You can expect some strong red color also. In this B horizon also, you can expect three different sub horizons. What are those? B1, B2, B3. Okay. So B1, naturally it is it is just behind the A horizon. Sometimes this A3 may be absent, sometimes may be present. That is I have discussed in the last slide. So this B horizon, what will happen? The characters sometimes it will characters will show the A characters will be repeat in the in this B1 portion, because it is very near to the A horizon. So most of times we can see the characteristics of A horizon in characteristics of A horizon in B1. Coming to the B2 student, this is what very interesting. Here you can see most of the accumulation. All the accumulation, whatever the leached out due to the elevation fundamental pedogenic process. Here you can see elevation. Okay, my pronunciation sometimes hurts very similar, but try to differentiate with the spelling. Okay, all the accumulation we can see, all the iron oxides, all the clay particles, organic matter, everything will be accumulated here. So this B2 horizon sometimes will be darker than the A2 horizon also, because of highly accumulation. Accumulation will take place. Sometimes it may be darker than the B2 horizon. This is called most of the accumulation zone. It is zone of maximum accumulation will take place here. And coming to the B3 student, this is the transition to the C. You can see the you can see transformation you can see. So more or less is quite similar to the B2. The characteristics are sometimes we can be quite similar to the B2. You can maybe if here it is 50% clay, here you can say only 10 or 2% clay will be there. So like this, you can see the transition. You can say the transition is changing is happening slowly. because it will again end up because it is behind the C horizon. So this is regarding the B3 horizon. B3 there is nothing to discussion, just a transition to the C horizon. You can see some C horizon. We can see this is regarding the B horizon. What is next, sir? Very interesting. C horizon. So it is a horizon between the solemn. So what is solemn is combination of A and B horizon is called, it is known as solemn. Okay, relatively less affected by the soil forming processes. So here you cannot see anything because there will be no, so there is very less the effect of soil forming process. Everything was less and less biological activity. So it is mostly it is out of from the biological activity. Mostly we can say some accumulations of calcium, accumulation of carbonate, sulfate, calcium, and magnesium. You can see in this unconsolidated mineral horizon that is called the C horizon. Here it is quite different. Easily you can easily identify students. The weathering product you can see big stone-like appearance we can see in this type of C horizon. This is regarding the C horizon. Okay, students, coming to the next one is called R horizon, underlying bedrock. You know, it may or may not like the rock, but it is completely, if you go on digging everything properly, you can see some bedrock you can see. So here, beats as usual, it is a bedrock. There is, there is nothing to discuss regarding in this in this R horizon. It is completely consist of bedrock. Maybe it sometimes may reflects the parent material, or may not be a parent material. It's completely depend upon the climatic factors. So regarding this, and these three lines are for the extra knowledge. Generally, students, in pedological study, if you in PhD, if you choose pedology as a profession, as you want to be a pedology soil scientist means, you will definitely will see this type of words: AP horizon, B2T horizon. That means the characteristic student. What are the specific? If we added P1 special lowercase p means, that means A horizon was complete comes under the plow layer. So that the AP means is the plow layer. This indicates that in lowercase letters indicates the special feature. So this is a master horizon. A is a master horizon. If we added P means it's a special characteristics to that master horizon. So that is called the plow layer. The same time equal to the B2 also. B2. If we B2 if we added some T means, that is called elevation clay, alluvial clay. That is if that there is something was happening because of B2 means, here you can see, because it is a zone of maximum accumulation. So we should represent in a records as B2 B2 B2T, zone of maximum elevation, B horizon, like this. So this is important. And also, if you see any unrelated materials will be there. For example, sometimes you may encounter with two different things. Sometimes you will see alluvium and colluvium soils also in the same profile. So then you should say that, then you should consider this type of layer is the, you can say that condition is lithological discontinuity. So there is a no continuity, because you can see two different constraint futures. You can see we have seen the alluvial soils and you can see colluvium soils. So alluvium means, what is that? You can say, can anyone say what is alluvial?
Transported by water.
Okay.
Solid.
Colluvium means,
By gravity.
yeah, due to the gravity. Okay, if you see this type of different features in one layer, then that is called the lithological discontinuity. So at the same time, students, especially these students, as far as students, you will read separate lecture about these things. Be it what is B2, what is this Roman letter indicates everything. There is a because there is a separate class called land use planning. It is that is not there in JRF syllabus, but you have that syllabus. You have separate class regarding with that. So this is indicates by using of Roman letters. If you have this discontinuity prefix, that's AP B2, then you should see, if it is happening like that, you can see double two. What is this Roman letter? If this lithological continuity means, you have to add additional prefix, like you should add some other Roman letters, B2 to do. What is B2 to T3? We will see all these things. I will explain detail about in coming lectures about these prefixes. Okay, so I think that's all for today's. So individual. Okay, this one also, pedon and polypedon. What's a pedon? A set of students. What is a pedon?
Smallest volume of soil.
Which is with a specific soil individual with a specific characteristics, right? Polypedal means,
The group of
okay.
pedants.
You say what is a polypedon?
The collection of similar type of pedon.
Yeah, it's a
Like a
combination of.
pedon is a yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah, you can continue.
I mean, pedon is a small basic uh, soil form, but polypedon is collection of the similar type of pedons.
Yes, yes, yes. There is a
Yes.
collection of pedons is called polypedons. We will read this
Yes.
one regarding there are many things you can say epipedon, endopedon. Very interesting lectures are coming in future, and many things we will learn regarding. And moreover, this year I think not this year, some past 2 years I think they had many new things in your syllabus like mapping, what is a cadastral map, etc., etc. We learn all those things. I will invite everyone student, which is a file, though it is SRF syllabus, as JRF students, you should also please join. It will give some idea to you because we can't expect many things for changing in the NTA pattern. Okay, this regard these are so in soil individual polypedon already have explained. So pedon is a small volume of soil. Small volume of that can be called as a soil. So if a similar if a set of pedons were sit in a range of one series which occur in continuous group, that is called the polypedon. That is combination of pedons is called the polypedon. We will read next class about all these things. So with this, I'm ending up the lecture. Thank you, students. Though probably there are very start there is a 5 students. Okay, now there is only 4 students. Thank you very much. Please attend all the live classes. If you have any problem regarding with your RAVAP, all these things, please say. We will sit and discuss, or we will discuss in our group everything which time is convenient for everyone. Okay, but don't skip the live classes. Recorded classes will be there, but it won't give much interesting. Okay. Anyhow, students, thank you very much. If you have any doubts, you can you can ask now. Any questions you can ask now, students.